Well, hey, Savannah.
How you doing, Bill?
I'm doing good. So we're here
Good.
today to talk a little bit about what's going to go on in the workshop, and we're still in planning phase, but we thought we'd record this so that anybody that's thinking about coming to the workshop might get some ideas about why they'd want to spend a whole day with us and spend their money to be there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited to hear this as well.
Well, first of all, a little bit of history. So, as you know, Stephanie coaches with me, and we started talking last month about doing this. The idea being that Stephanie, Savannah, everybody there at Business Sense wants to be able to offer to their clients and their prospective clients something of greater value that sets Business Sense apart from all the competition. And I suggested that maybe we take a look at an all-day workshop that would help any small business to set themselves up for success in 2018. We started brainstorming about that, and what we have come up with to date, and it's still a work in progress, is that we'd spend the morning session of the day developing values and a vision for both the business owners and any employees that might be attending the workshop, as well as for the businesses themselves. The key thing about core values and vision is that once we know what our values are, then those values help us to make any choice, any decisions that we need to make along the lines of hiring, marketing, identifying some real specific things that need to be decided on and actions that need to be taken moving forward. And then once the core values are established, much like Gino Wickman in his book Traction does, the next thing we do is we establish the vision. What's the vision for the business owner? What's the vision for the company itself? Now, once we have that vision, we can move into the afternoon portion. So that's going to take up the entire morning portion. And it's going to be interactive. We're going to have people working with each other. People that maybe have never met before are going to be working with each other to help establish values. And I've got these exercises that I've designed to be able to do that. Also, I've got exercises designed to be able to identify when I say vision, what that means is, what do we want the business to be looking like 10 years from now, 5 years from now, and then 1 year from now, or even 20 years from now, 10 years, 5 years, and 1 year from now. Because if we know what we want the business to look like 20 years from now, then that gives us a better idea of what it should look like in 10 years to be there in 20. What should it look like in 5 years to be there in 10? And of course, what should it look like in a year to be there in 5? Make sense?
Oh, okay, yeah. So we're starting with the big picture up top and then kind of working our way down to what we need to be doing on a daily basis to get us to where we want to go.
Right. Now, by the way, I just want to mention, you know this already, Savannah, but anybody that might be watching this video probably doesn't know yet that I'm not a traditional business coach. And what I mean by that is, I think that most of us, when we think of business coaches, we think of someone who's going to come in as an expert in our business and tell us how to run our business. And I don't do that.
Okay.
What I do is I help people to discover the mindset that's behind their thoughts, feelings, actions, decisions that end up producing the results that we get. I recognize and trust that people that are in business probably know a lot more about making widgets and selling them than I do. I know
that's true.
I know about coaching, I know about people, but I don't know about making widgets. And so there's certainly a lot of information out there available for any business owner to either learn about the things they don't know about in their business, or to hire someone else to train them on how to do that. The kind of coaching I do is I help folks to recognize what it is that they're putting in their own way, that they're not able to implement whatever plans that they have or whatever actions they know they should be taking. And so in that way, and that's going to be basically the theme for the day. So by discovering values, by the way, values are those things that drive us. Why do I do what I do? It's because it's important to me to do it. I do what I do because I think by doing it, I'm going to get something that I think is really important to me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does actually. I really like that explanation. So thank you for that.
Sure. And then the same with vision. What would I like my life to look like? Well, whatever it is, I'd like my life to look like that, because I think if I'm living that life, it's going to be better than the life I'm living now. I think I'll feel better. I think I'll get more of what I want. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That's what
true.
we're going to look at in the morning.
Okay,
Now,
great.
in the afternoon, what we're going to do is we've talked about 20-year, 10-year, 5-year, and 1-year vision. Well, now that we have that 1-year vision, we're going to break it all the way down to 1 quarter. What if the business is going to look like that, or if my life is going to look like that 1 year from now? What's my life and business going to look like in a quarter? We're going to design projects. We're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of what's important about having this particular project. Why is that important to me? And then we're going to look at, if that's going to be accomplished over the next quarter, then what actions would have to be taken and what milestones will we have to pass along the way to get to that completed project.
Okay, great.
When somebody goes to this workshop, at the end of the day, when they walk out, they're going to have a plan for the next quarter. And they're going to have met a whole lot of people who they might decide they want to partner up with as accountability partners. They're going to learn about Breakthrough Success Club, which is a group coaching program that I do that would really serve them well if they decided they wanted to participate in that, in order to implement that plan and help address anything that they might be putting in their own way.
Okay, wonderful. And I do want to note that food is going to be provided, and so you won't be starving the whole entire day. Throughout the workshop, we will be providing some brain food for you.
Good. Won't pack my lunch then.
Okay, great.
I wonder what other kinds of questions folks that are considering coming to the workshop might have. Do you think anything off the top of your head?
Let's see. And so let's just think about a few of your past clients and things like that. What real benefits has these type of workshops, or devoting this amount of time to this type of thought? What benefit does it really provide to people?
Most of what I get from the prospects that attend workshops, and I say prospects is because, let's face it, the reason that Stephanie's doing this and the reason that I'm doing this is because we want to either earn business or we want to earn loyalty of the clients that attend the workshops. My goal and my agenda, and I think Stephanie's too, is to offer great value in the workshop so that anybody that attends can walk away having gained that value and benefiting, whether they hire Business Sense or not, whether they hire me or not for ongoing coaching. So to answer your question, the kind of benefit that someone would get would be to shift from let's call it a limiting mindset that says, based on the present conditions and the past experience, all that I can expect moving forward is this incremental improvement. So if I'm able to produce 100 widgets this year, in this past year, maybe I can produce 110 if I try harder or different strategies or improved methods. That's one approach, and that's the approach that, frankly, most businesses use. I call that kind of the survival approach, though.
Okay.
Based on everything I've experienced in the past and what things are going on right now and what obstacles I recognize that I have that are in my way of doing any better than I'm doing, I'm going to push really hard. I'm going to try really hard. I'm going to put together a plan, and I'm going to implement it and hope that I can do 110 widgets next year. Mm-hmm. What this does, and what people report back to me later, is it shifts it's a paradigm shift. It shifts the mindset from based on the past and present, what can I do in the future, to based on the present and the future that I want, what can I produce in that future? Let me say that a little bit different. Based on the present and the future that I want, who can I be now today? What can I do now today, knowing that that's the future that I'm going to be living in?
Wow, that's really inspirational, actually. I like that.
Mindset shift, I don't know if you can feel it or not. Maybe when you say you like that, what you notice is what a lot of my clients notice, which is that there's a feeling of a burden, almost, of endurance and survival and making things happen from past and present. Whereas as soon as we begin to be inspired by possibility that we could actually have what we want in life, our businesses actually could look like what we want them to look like, we begin to tap into a wellspring of energy and inspiration and creativity that is otherwise not available. So that's why that morning session is so important. Let's get to our values, let's get to the vision. We can begin to tap into what I like to call the God zone. Or what was the guy's name that wrote the book, The Big Leap? Jay Hendricks. He calls it the genius, the zone of genius. Same thing. By tapping into our zone of genius, we can accomplish far more than we ever thought possible. And this is like a head start, the first few steps in that direction. And that's what my clients report back to me, that they're able to take actions consistently that they weren't able to take before. They're able to tap into inspiration and get creative ideas and give them themselves permission to operate from inspiration and creativity instead of from survival. The energy is dramatically different between the two, and the results are dramatically different. That answer your question?
Yeah, it does actually. No, that was really great. I can say, personally, working through and doing these type of these little, what are they called, your little worksheets and all those type of things. It's really been quite beneficial, as a higher operational level, as well as, just being an employee for a business is actually, implementing these types of things it's been pretty great. And
good. I'm glad.
Right. It is a mindset change, definitely.
Absolutely. That's what we're going to be up to, and that's what we'll be doing. I just want to urge everyone to set aside any preconceived ideas about what is coaching, and what kind of workshops you've attended in the past. One of the complaints, and one of the, maybe not complaint, but maybe an objection that would come up would be, I've done workshops in the past. I've done half day, full day, weekend workshops, and I go in and I get inspired. I go in and I get motivated, I get trained, and things are going to be different. And then I get back to the office, or I get back to work, and within a week or so, everything is just the same as it's always been. I think that a big difference that you're going to notice here is you'll walk out of this workshop with a plan, your plan, not mine, your plan for your business based on your vision and your values. And yeah, it's going to be up to you to take actions to implement and execute those actions that will actually make that plan work. You're going to have breakdowns along the way. You're going to have resistance to taking the actions. Otherwise, you'd be taking the actions already. You'd already have the plan. And you're going to need support. I'm not going to lie to you. You are going to need support because you're a human being. If you're watching this video, I assume that you're a human being and you're just like me, and you have a survival brain that's going to say, no, that's too much. That's different than what I'm accustomed to. That's different than what I know. Therefore, I don't think it's going to work for me. I just want to urge you to show up for the workshop, discover what there is to discover about yourself, and then tap into the support that is available to you so that you can execute your plan and achieve success at a level that you've never achieved before.
Wow. Well, Bill, I really appreciate you taking the time to explain this stuff to us. And I want to urge anybody that's watching to either, you can comment or email us with any of your questions, or, you can stop by our office to see where the whole entire thing is going to go down to.
And Savannah, you're going to probably provide a link for anybody to register or to check out the workshop, right, with this video?
Yes, okay.
It's
going to be attached to this as well. And a lot of stuff's going to be covered in that event page. But if something isn't addressed that you would like to know, like I said, please don't hesitate to reach out to either myself or Bill.
All right. Well, I think that's probably good, huh? And you'll have my contact information as well. So if somebody wants to reach out to me, they can do so?
Yes, I will.
All right. Very good. Thanks, Savannah.
Thank you.